On This Week in Jaywalking, I sit down, but I'm slurring my words because I've been drinking a lot of Strawberry Burst from Dunkin'. All right, here we go.
You.
As you should. This is good.
I'm Jay
No
Yoder. I'm
pressure.
sitting down with Dana Charitonchick.
Bang.
He's got like an old-timey accent for no reason. I'm Jay Yoder, see? I'm sitting down with Dana. We're going to be talking about things and stuff.
Esta semana en Jaywalking voy a hablar con mi amiga Dana Charitonchick. This week on Jaywalking, I sit down with Dana Charitonchick, local comedian, friend of mine, scientist to the stars. Check out the episode. We'll see you next week. No, sorry.
I was like, is this how he gets centered?
This is how I get centered. Every week, I play peekaboo with myself. Usually it's just me in here playing peekaboo by myself and making whatever producers in here very uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. Thank you for being here. I'm excited that you're here. I start the same way. Every time I have somebody and I ask them, like, how did we meet? Because a lot of this, I was like, it's kind of cool, just the people that you meet in your life that you don't think about how they came into life. But I was like, I think I remember. I don't know that I remember a specific moment, but I think I remember where I think we met. Which would have been
Joel's.
Yeah, of course. The pandemic.
Yeah. The pandemic, dome, outside, in the sand pit, open mic.
That's right. Mm-hmm. That was the Mecca. That was such a cool time. I keep looking back at that time. It's like as terrible of a time as it was. That was like such a like that Tuesday night.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how you felt, but I was just looking forward to it every week of like just getting out of the house. And we had, we had kids, so it was like having my mom around was huge because then we could just leave the kids at home. Mm-hmm. We could go out and just sit in a sand pit for 4 hours and watch terrible jokes of people just really needed therapy.
Yeah.
That's where my wife would go. Because she's a learning support teacher, so she would just go to diagnose everybody and sit there with her. Colleagues would come out and they would just drink their White Claws and just diagnose, which I think is fair. There was a lot. I think about some of the comedians that went up there, and we use that term loosely, I think.
Yeah.
And I just we just went. I went for months and just sat and was part of the audience. Yeah. Just watching. Because that's what we did, like, before the I know Joel just released that. I guess it's been 6 years since he did that.
First show.
Yeah, because our last date before the shutdown was Valentine's Day at his indoor club. So, we were just so excited there was comedy nearby because we always would look for comedy. But I think we went to Reading once. There used to be a club out of a hotel.
Is that the Lizard?
I don't remember the name of it, but we had gone to a comedy show there one time. I think it was probably the Valentine's Day before that because they were giving out roses to all the ladies in the audience. But anywhere we were, so I just loved going to watch. Yeah. For the long. Now, did you go and watch, or did you go with the intention of going up the first time?
Oh no! The very first time I went to perform because I told myself that if I went and I didn't perform, that I probably never would. So I had never been to live comedy. I'd never been to an open mic. I just knew that I wanted to do stand up. So I was like, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna sign up. And I'm going. There is no question about it. So I prepared my set for a few weeks. I was like, I'm going to have my time. I'm going to be under time. I was so particular. I did it 400 times. And I was set. So that way, when I got there, I remember I wrote my name on the sign up list, whatever. And I sat, again, in my beach folding chair in the sand pit. And I remember sitting there I'm really comfortable here. And looking back, what a crazy thought to be yes, this sand pit under an airplane hangar in the middle of nowhere. I'm I belong here.
I belong here. Wow. So you had never been to a live comedy show?
I'd seen some, never a stand-up show. I've seen some comedy stuff and some smaller productions in college, but this was the first actual stand-up in person that I went to. And I would watch it on TV all the time.
Obviously. So that's what got you. That's what made you think about it. And then, okay, cool. So that's wow. And who were you, if you were going to be watching anybody, who were you looking up to as a comedian? Or who did you enjoy watching the most, I guess?
I mean, I watched everyone, which is always such a crappy answer. And the truth is, I don't remember. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I don't know. Who was I watching 5 years ago? I don't know what I had for lunch yesterday. I can't tell you.
It's like I remember from Dane Cook was one of the first ones I remember watching. That Amanda and I actually one of our first dates where we went to Atlantic City to kind of watch him. But those kind of Jim Gaffigan, Patton Oswalt, those are some of the guys that I know that if I was watching somebody on TV or something like that, probably, that's who I think that I've probably watched the most. But I liked Joan Rivers.
Yeah.
She was always on TV. I felt like as a kid, I was always seeing her, whether it was the red carpet thing or her talk show or even thinking about some of the older ones. Like my parents always had a George Carlin cassette that we weren't allowed to listen to, but you would do it when they were sleeping. Or Eddie Murphy, Raw, I think my dad had a VHS tape of or something. It's crazy to, I don't think I ever really watched Richard Pryor until much later, but I was when I was prepping for some of the comedy classes I was helping with, I was just going back and trying to watch Don Rickles, who I'd heard of but never watched. I was that guy. I mean, he couldn't perform today. We're too woke now for him, but it was fun to watch him do correspondence dinners and bust on the president and one thing, and where we couldn't do that today. Our guy's too sensitive.
I think for me, I grew up on the Comedy Central Presents, so all of those comics. So you'd have the Dave Attell and all of, because I think he was probably one of the biggest, probably when I was middle school, high school. Yep. Watching him, and then
he did
more
that
recently,
Insomnia. Yep. Did you watch that?
Yeah, and then all of the ones that were coming out on Netflix at the time. I think that's when you had Tom Segura, and then you would have I think Netflix did their version of Presents, and the new comics would get their 15 minutes. So I remember seeing Taylor Tomlinson before she had her hour so special. She had the 15 minutes on that.
Anytime she's on, I'll watch her.
She's great.
Anytime. Huge fan. Yeah. That's crazy. Do you remember what you were going to talk about? What were you, when you were going to write your stand-up, was there something in particular you were wanting to write about? Do you remember what your first set was about?
I still use some of the jokes. They've just been refined because, so it was springtime and it was near Easter because I was just I'm going to do Easter theme sort of, because growing up, my sister and I always wanted to have Easter egg hunts, even when we were too old for it. And we knew, and we were just well, this is the tradition. You hide the eggs and we find them. And so my parents were how do we break this habit so that they don't, instead of just saying no, instead of putting their foot down, they're well, all right, what we're going to do is we're going to write chores on little pieces of paper and put them in the Easter eggs so that when we think we're finding candy, it's
my God,
a single penny and then a be nice to your sister today. And so there was that. There was a nickel in some, or there was a broken crayon in it. So I talked about that, which I don't really do that now.
That's funny.
And then I talk about dating, which is still stuff that I talk about now.
A key to a tractor that doesn't work. It should be all these things that could fit. That's funny.
Yeah, clean out the cat litter pans. It's what? Do I have to do this now?
That's right. Wow, that's great. How'd it do?
We didn't. We're not doing this. We don't want an Easter egg hunt anymore. And they're well, we got what we wanted.
That's funny. That's fun. I like that. That's really cool. That's a great idea to your parents. Kudos.
Very effective. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're can we do the elf on the shelf still? Is that a thing? Actually, it wasn't a thing for. No, probably not for you, right?
No, not for me.
Yeah, that's. But you're I want to believe in Santa. Can I go? Well, because people still do that. People go on it. I think the nostalgia of that's adorable. You want your kids, but your parents are enough. I'm sick of.
Yeah.
We want to get rid of these plastic eggs. Unless you're giving us grandkids, we're not pulling them out of the closet anymore. That's probably what the thing is.
I think we were probably teenagers, or I was preteen and my sister was a teenager, and they're you've known for a while, and we're we just want to find candy and eggs, just hide them for us.
You're going to the local church trick or Easter egg hunts.
You got to get my fix.
Yeah, that's that's funny. Yeah, that's cool. I can't remember. I think I was bitching about 2020 because it was right. Mm-hmm. It was new.
Oh, no one ever did that.
Yeah, I know. It was right before New Year's. That was so cliche. It was so bad. Yeah, I don't use any of it. Any of it. Yeah, no. I waited a while. I would sit there and write notes about everybody who went up and what they were going for, because I was reading a book at the time and it was talking about persona. So I was trying to track what people's persona was or what I thought they were going for. And
I was just talking to another comic about like persona and like what's my what's my persona, like what's my thing, and I was just like, I don't know, like I talk about a lot about dating, but I don't want that to be like my thing. And they were like, oh, well, you're kind of like a hopeless romantic. I was like, really? I don't see like myself like that. And they're like, well, the hopeless part for sure. I was like, oh, okay,
That's
great,
right.
that's my persona.
Yeah, and you're like biting. You're like a good roast comic, sarcastic,
Mean.
yeah, all of those things, but in a playful way.
Yeah, and then the second they get off stage, I'm like, was that too far? I don't want to hurt your feelings.
I know, right? That's exactly right. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, I was trying to think about. I know for myself, like even last night, I told something that was off color for me. You could hear the audience change. You're like, oh yeah, I'm not allowed to tell that.
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm not allowed. I've had them like as I'm this person, but I'm like, oh, I have these intrusive thoughts. Can I tell this? Can I sneak this in real quick? And it's like, no.
I remember one of your sets from, I think it was still outside at the open mic, but you were like very clearly like, I'm going to do my edgy stuff. Like I was just like, you should have rolled up with like a leather jacket on. You were just like, oh, all this stuff. And like, it just wasn't working. I'm like, yeah, this isn't for him.
No, yeah. I have many of those. I it's funny because you don't get to. That's the other thing I thought, but you don't get to choose your persona sometimes. Sometimes it's chosen for you. You know, it's like I think about like Larry the Cable Guy. That's not him, but that's
who he is now.
Yeah, so I was like, I guess his real name's like Dan or something like that. It's like, yeah, it's wild. I can't create it. So, and you're like a legit, like your job, like you're a scientist, like you're like a full on, like, and that was that something you always wanted to do before? Is that what school was about? You're like, I'm gonna be a scientist or doctor or just at any point?
It bounced around like veterinarian, doctor, biologist, marine biologist, but it was just like something biology, science related was the avenue that I wanted to go down, to the point that like in high school I took Latin so that I would like know scientific terms and everything. Like that was probably like 5 or 6. Like, I want to be a scientist. I want to be a biologist. Like, telling everyone, they're like, yeah, okay. And I was like, no, that's what I'm going to do.
That's great. Yeah, that's why I switched to Latin my junior year in high school because I like my family were a bunch of nurses. So like, oh, well, I'll be a doctor. And then I'm like, oh, I hate science. So this is bad. I took chemistry and I had to get like 2 tutors and I had to cheat on my final just to like pass. And it was like... And then I took AP Bio my senior year just as like and I had to hold on for my entire life just to, like if you took the AP exam, you didn't have to take the final and the AP results didn't come back and didn't factor in. So I was like, all right, I'll do that. And I got whatever, like a 2 or a 3, whatever the lowest is. Like you're like, oh, you put your name on it. Good job. It's like, I just remember I couldn't answer. I didn't know what it was asking me. It was like, something about Krebs cycle or something. And I was just, I basically just started writing about 80s cartoon characters and their diets and how He-Man was different from the gummy bears.
I could see why that didn't work.
And then I just wrote the directions to how to make mac and cheese. Like they're like, just write something. I'm like, all right. So I was like, well, somebody's going to be at least entertained by what I'm writing and maybe they'll just, maybe that's why I got a 2 and not a 1. I don't know.
So like he put in effort for something. It wasn't science, but.
I tried to talk about proteins and how He-Man obviously had a higher protein diet than the gummy bears. Yeah. Because they were probably diabetic, all that insulin and sugar intake. Yeah. So, but I didn't know. What is the Krebs cycle?
I don't know. That's not my area anymore. So I knew that 10 years ago, but I've been in my job for a long time. I know my job stuff.
Well, that's probably, half the time too, it's like you get into a job and it sounds, but you get trained to do the job. So it's like, you get a little. It
shifts your focus.
Yeah, you get a little. So, and you're happy doing what you're doing? Is this?
It's a job.
It's a job.
I mean, I like science. I always love science. When I was, the kid in the biology class, it was like if I got a question wrong, the professor would be like, did I not cover this? Or the teacher, Even in college, like if I did bad on a test, they would be like, did I not cover this material well enough?
That's good. Like, I have every teacher has those kids where I'm looking at theirs. I'm like, oh, they didn't get this? Uh-oh.
Yeah. So that was
going to snowball from here.
Me. But, I love science. I love doing that. And it's, I've done it for almost 10 years now. And it's just, it's you do something 10 years and I wouldn't change what I've done. But, sometimes it's like, am I...
And you rarely talk about it in your act.
No. Well, after 2020, trying to talk about science at all people are like, I'm going to go get a drink now, or now's my time to go to the bathroom. Like,
I don't know. I would see that as a challenge. I think that would be fun to play with that, or at least, that's.
I've tried, but like what I specifically do is like gene therapy and vaccine. So it's like I can't even, like, it's just so direct that I'm like,
well, I'd probably tie into your dating. Like, can't you craft a husband in the lab kind of thing? With
yeah, I can tell you didn't understand biology.
No, not at all.
Can't you just build a husband? Isn't that where science is now?
Sydney Sweet jeans and just make them for like a guy.
Make Sydney Sweeney jeans into a man.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'll contact American Eagle and be like, I need your jeans. It's for science.
So now you know why I stopped taking science classes. Well, I blame it. I went to Catholic school in the 90s, and the nuns didn't know what they were doing. Actually,
science wasn't their specialty.
Was not. No, that was against the rules for them. So I get it, but yeah, science, man. And then your sister, was she a science person too? Your sister?
Her degree was in Earth and Space Science.
No shit.
But she ended up kind of taking a different path. Like, she did that, and then the only job that she could really get would be working for oil companies. And she was like, I don't really want to do that.
Yeah.
So she just
How about it
switched
pays well,
directions.
though?
It kind of depends. Like, if you're like the nerd in the field, like, hey, there's actually a wetland here. You can't dig. They're like, shut up, nerd. We're going to find someone else. They're not paying them a lot of money. If you're the CEO, like, hey, we found a way to fudge the paperwork so that we can build here.
That person's
making a lot of money.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that all checks out. Oh, that's crazy. And then, and she's got a couple kids, right? I always see you posting with being the fun aunt. Are you the fun aunt?
I'm the fun aunt. Oh yeah,
that's
2
cool.
nieces. We're going to Disney soon.
Are you?
Oh yeah.
For like a full week?
Oh yeah. Full week. So I'll be exhausted and be like, I'm just going to step out for a little bit and then just...
I'll bet she loves that, your sister, because then it gives her a little break, too.
Yeah.
They're palling around. Do you ever, like, take them overnight? You ever do any of that stuff? Or you're like, no, just bowling shoes. I want to hang with a couple hours and return them?
The older one, she's stayed over before. The younger one was, like, before was a little too young to really sleep over. She's just started, like, sleeping over her grandparents' house, my mom's. And so I think, like, maybe... Thanksgiving or Christmas might try and have both of them stay over.
That's
cool.
Yeah, it's like a step up from parents or plants and pets.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's cool. I mean, it's fun too because like you get to experience all the cool things of parenting without having to get into the messy parts.
All the serious stuff. It's like, well, here you go.
Yeah.
Take them back.
Yeah, and that's cool. So, and how old are they? Like
4 and 8.
Oh yeah, that's.
They're fun. They're a lot. They're fun.
That is a lot. That's cool.
But they're kind of in the space where, like they're old enough that you can reason or talk with them. Like they're still kids, but it's past the like 2-year-old tantrum sort of big fits.
My 9-year-old and my wife are at odds recently, just yelling at each other constantly, or like. My 9-year-old gets such an attitude so fast. Even like this morning, I heard my wife was saying something to her. She's like, where is this? And Katie's like, I don't know. She's like, do you hear my voice? Match my tone.
That's a good one. Match my tone.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's great. Because like yesterday, they were like, I came in, Amanda was just, you could tell she was just done. And she's like, she's being a B word. And I'm just like, well, I can take her with me. She's like, no. I'm like,
that's
all right.
funny.
Yeah, because, and I like, her and I spend a lot of time at night. She'll stay up till I get home at night, and then she'll want to watch something on TV. And we were watching like Boss Baby or whatever for a while, and I'm like, I can't do it anymore. We got to watch something else.
Yeah.
And so we were watching like Is It Cake?
Yeah.
And then World's Toughest Prisons.
What a combination!
I know. I'm like this. I should like. We watched Dr. Pimple Popper, Nate the Hoof Guy. Have you watched that guy?
Oh yeah.
So like, we
Very
were watching
calming voice.
those kind of stuff for a while, and then World's Toughest Prisons came up, and I'm like, this is probably not good, but we're gonna. It's a documentary style. It's like because I'm obsessed with prison stuff, so I was like, oh yeah, we'll watch this, and I'm like, yeah, I shouldn't be watching this with her, but we're bonding. She'll remember it. It's fun, but then she'll have a question. And the other day, she had some they talked about brainwashing because these people in the South African prison were like going nuts whenever the warden came in, because I guess she treated them all like super well, and so he's like, oh, I think they're all brainwashed, and she's like, what's brainwashed? And I'm like, I don't even know what to say. I'm like, it's when and I'm like, how do I even say this? I'm like, well, it looks like it's when somebody convinces you like something that maybe you don't like or wouldn't like, and she's like, oh, like when mommy makes dinner, and I'm like, ooh. Lower your voice or we'll both be in solitary. Like it was just like, that's like, she just says the craziest stuff. And then I'm like, okay, I have to explain this to her in a way that's not incriminating to me. But I love that part of it. So I was like, I don't mind exposing them to that stuff, because I would rather be the one to have her to be okay to ask those questions to me, knowing I'm going to answer her, I'm going to let her, rather than just hide it and be like, no, we don't watch that.
Yeah.
We only watch.
I mean, every parenting book, chapter 2 is talk to your kids about prisons. That's pretty
much the chapter.
It's like, make sure that they know prisons, the difference between jail, state penitentiary, privately funded.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, show them the meals. You think mom's cooking is bad. Look what they're having for lunch.
They actually watched a video. They were watching these videos of 100 years of food, and one was like 100 years of school lunches, one was 100 years of plain food, and then one was 100 year of prison food. And that's because they don't watch TV like we watch TV. There is no like TGIF. No. There's just YouTube.
Yeah.
But they'll watch some stuff, and like I'm grateful that they watch it in front of me. Like our house is like an open house concept, and because like I want to know what they're watching, because like you never know what they could be getting into.
Yeah.
My parents didn't know. I mean, when AOL came out, I had a computer in my room.
Yeah.
And they didn't know what I was getting into on that computer.
I mean, even now the internet is still the Wild West. Like it is, there's no restrictions. Like there kind of are, but there also aren't. Like things still get out there that are just
I didn't realize
wild.
we were doing, because AI is like a big thing at schools right now. And we had some like professional development stuff where they were having us look at like Gemini's the Google tool or whatever versus like ChatGPT. And I have a buddy who, one of my best friends from childhood, that's what he studies. He teaches at Chapel Hill and NYU, and he teaches the different models to people about like what they use, what they could be used for. And I didn't realize the nuances of all of them, but like they have like ChatGPT, you're not allowed to use if you're under 13, technically. And then there
just like Facebook for the longest time.
And then there are restrictions, like 13 to 18 is supposed to be under supervision. So it's like, but from like a teacher standpoint, I can't just tell a kid like, go on ChatGPT, or because they could have a simulated conversation in a language, like, So I have to I can use it in class, but I have to use it as like a whole class, whole group activity where we're all doing it together. And then Gemini is like Google's version, but it's different, and you can put restrictions on it. But when I was looking into it, the restrictions were like from top down. It wasn't built to be for kids up. It was built to be full force, and then they try to put some restrictions on it, but it's not. It was never really meant, so things can kind of slip through. Yeah. So it's like, I think it's scary for teachers who are trying to like be innovative, that like, you could get yourself into a heap of trouble trying to be progressive, and I don't think a lot of people feel super protected, I guess, depending on what they think of their bosses and the administrators. Like, if they don't feel like they're really well protected, it's not worth the risk probably for a lot of them to innovate. So, what I did with it recently is they wanted to know what Eminem would sound like in Latin. So I had to find a song that wasn't like...
Good luck.
Yeah. So we did like parts of Lose Yourself. And then I asked ChatGPT, they asked Gemini, and then we kind of put them up side by side to compare how they translated into Latin. And ChatGPT far superior. ChatGPT like paid attention to like word economy. So like if you were gonna rap it, it would have stayed within the beat. Whereas like Gemini just
matched the words.
It just matched the words, and it kind of started with whatever was the first word in the alphabet that was that word. So it wasn't necessarily the first word equivalent. Was look, but it wasn't the word that they chose for look versus this one were two different words. And one was the look, like, hey, look, I'm trying to get your attention. And the other one was like more visual look.
Yeah.
So
in Latin.
Yeah.
Isn't it ecce? Isn't that
look?
Look
at you.
Look at me. You still know my
Latin. They
Latin.
did a spicchio, which is kind of a version of to catch sight of or to look at.
Idiot. Look, even I know it from like 15 years ago.
That's right. So like,
So
Just
I'm
those
better than
things.
Gemini. You
are
heard it
better.
first.
That's right. But it was. So I think it's interesting. I don't know. I like it. You use AI? Do you use ChatGPT?
Sometimes, but more for like organizing thoughts. Like if I'll ramble and then I'll be like, put this in a table just because it's fat. Like I know that I could do it myself, but it's stuff like that.
I mean, I think that's fine. I mean, like I use it all the time. Like I'll like crafting emails.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll say when I had the whole Carnival scandal thing that people were following me, a lot of those emails I sent to Carnival were generated through me ranting to ChatGPT, and then it kicked out the email. And that was huge because I was in such an emotional state that I wouldn't have been able to write the email in a cohesive manner that would have, got things done.
Yeah.
So like I think that part of it was huge because it was like I was able to get the sentiment out, and then it organized those thoughts into a cohesive email that got us a free trip and our money back. So I will take that.
You're like, I'm for AI.
Yeah. Oh, I think it's great. I mean, obviously, there's always anytime we have new technology. There was like I read a book one time.
One time he read a book. You heard it first. He read a book one time.
I don't read very often.
One time I read a book.
Yeah.
I don't even know. It was Hop on Pop, and
it's a pop-up book.
It was Dr. Seuss. You don't even know Hop on Pop. Oh my gosh.
I don't even know Hop on. No, I have no.
It's a Dr. Seuss book. And you're like,
He's
it's a
been
pop-up
outlawed,
book.
isn't he? Like done?
No, they just got rid of like 2 books.
Oh, they just took out 2. All right. A Cat in the Hat still okay?
Yeah.
All right. That's good.
No, they don't like pets wearing clothes. They're like, that's not natural.
Yeah, that's not. They're because the kids are going to want to.
A cat in a hat.
Yeah.
Have you tried to put a hat on
They're
a cat?
putting litter boxes in all the schools now. It's all because of Dr. Seuss. It's a mess. It's a woke.
It was really the Mike Myers Cat in the Hat movie that really turned everybody. They're
forgot
like, a
about
human
that.
can dress as a cat and do a Marriott or whatever the
What bathroom is he
Chiquita
gonna
banana
use?
thing.
Yeah, it's a mess. It's. I did read this one book though. The whole thing was that the blackboards were gonna destroy education because kids weren't gonna memorize anymore.
Oh, you know what else is a fun fact?
What's that?
Back in the day when they invented freezers and refrigerators, you could make ice at home by freezing water. And people were calling it fake ice. They said it wasn't natural, that it was going to hurt you, that you needed to get the dirty ice that they would haul down from the mountains. So you can look up the old advertisements. They're like, it's fake ice. Don't get that. Get your natural ice. So they were against freezing water at home.
That is amazing. See? And now there's a whole other ice world.
It's because I read a book once. And it was a TikTok video.
Yeah, exactly.
That was actually yours, too. You didn't even read a book. You're like, I watched a TikTok video. I watched an 8-part TikTok series.
That's exactly. I watched an 8-part docu-series on TikTok. Oh, can I ask you about your TikTok name?
Oh, Hucky Tucky.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know what it is.
It's
keep
nothing.
saying HTP.
Oh, HTP.
And
Yeah.
I'm always like, what? I always like, what is that?
It's just this stupid. So when I first started my TikTok, I have a troll. It's a Norwegian house troll that we got when we had an exchange student growing up from Norway.
I thought you meant like an internet troll.
No, it is a physical troll. And so when I first started my TikTok, all my TikTok videos were just of the troll. It was like my hand moving the troll. It was just supposed to be like this stupid whatever, and that was what.
She's like, I never watched comedy before. I didn't know what I was doing.
I didn't know any. I was just like, I'll be a troll on the internet. This is what they do, right? So it's just like this creepy troll doll that I would just like parade around and like do stupid effects, and it was hilarious to me. And that's what we had named the troll, and so that's what I made the name. And I just never changed it.
Okay, I've been dying to ask you. I cannot tell you how long because I'll watch.
Like, who is this person?
I'm like, I know her. I can't make the connection. I've never heard her use those words, and I'm like, I'm just not cool enough. I just don't know. That's what I do with the kids. I'm like, they're talking about something. I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
That's why I probably asked ChatGPT at one point. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, no, it's an inside joke between me and 2 of my friends that I don't even talk to anymore. And so, yeah, unless you're one of the 3 of us, you'll never get it.
You'll never get it. That's good. I like the mystique of it,
Yeah.
the mysteriousness of it.
What does it mean? Nothing. It's 6'7". It's my 6'7".
It's your 6'7". That's so great. Dude, I threw a tag in yesterday with that, and the audible groan, because people are just so over it, was so funny because they were like, I could feel their pain. And I'm like, yeah, try being a middle school teacher.
Yeah.
Like, because I was doing my Blockbuster bit. And I'm like, yeah, you had to, like, oh, Mr. Yoder, how often do you have to return it? Every 6-7 days?
Yeah.
And I was like,
I was at the grocery store, and the cashier was like this older gentleman. I think he said he was like in his 60s, because then he said his partner was like 65. And mind you, I've never met this man before. And he's checking out my groceries, and he was just like, oh, yeah, you know, my partner and I were in Kimberton Whole Foods in Malvern the other day, giving me all the details I didn't ask for. And he's like, we were arguing. He's like, I was probably saying something like, I don't like this. And he was like, in the middle of the argument, my partner just goes 6-7. And I laughed because I was like, you don't know what that means. And I don't know what that means, but it stopped our argument. And that was what he told me. Just, I was like,
he's like, I have to give you this information.
Can I please have my groceries and leave? I was like, I don't know why. But there you go. 6-7 for 65-year-olds stops an argument.
Stops an argument. Well, yeah, I love when people overshare. I used to, like Uber drivers. There's cashiers. These people, God bless them, because they don't have enough medical insurance to have BetterHelp.com. They just find someone like you, and they're like, I'm going to tell her all the time. Yeah, that happens a lot. Yeah,
all the time.
I'd imagine. Well, I'm being a female in comedy. I'm like, how many guys want to write with you?
I don't think that many. It's not the write with you anymore. It's just It's even lower effort. It's like, let me just like her Instagram story, and then I'm like, oh, okay, and then they just like, let me try responding to her Instagram story, and I'm like, open, close, and then they keep responding, and I'm like, block.
Yep. Oh my God. Yeah, well, and it's like, I feel like there's the pool of like working female comedians.
Yeah, I'm not working, obviously.
You are?
No, but you're like the pool of working female. It just
the
way you said.
No, I'm like,
I'm included in that.
That's what I meant. Like,
right.
it's just like when you think about it, like, because you know, I have a lot of times where people are like, friends I know that are booking stuff will be like, oh, you know, I need a female comedian, and there's really like, in terms of the Philly area, like there's such great talent, but there's like people that can work clean too, I think is another thing. And that's something like I'm sure you and I've benefited from, but like you must benefit a lot from too, is the fact that we work clean for the most part.
Yeah.
Not that I don't try to have my risky moments.
Yeah. I mean, it all depends, like situationally, like different clubs, it's like, you know, you can slip in curse words or change it a little different, but it's like if you need to be clean, your jokes don't hinge on particular
100%.
language.
You can add, because that's what I'll do. I'll get a little loose. Last night I let a few curse words fly. I know. I was yelling at the audience at one point for something. Because I was saying how perverted they all were because of the names of the towns. Like everybody.
Oh yeah.
It's like Lidditz.
Yeah, no one's ever done that before.
I know. It's very original. But you know, just I just don't do it, but that much. But I feel like it's helped get so many more jobs because of that way. You know, it's like there's got to have reliable, funny people. Like even I'm doing a hosting workshop today, and it's like part of talking about the difference between like hosting an open mic versus hosting a pro show versus emceeing a fundraiser, because that's like the easiest gig that I feel like everybody knows somebody in an organization that's doing a purse bingo that would love to have somebody do it. Like I feel like those are the kind of things I did first that gave me the opportunity to like practice stuff and see. And you know, there's so many of those jobs out there that, you know, it's like I'm so grateful that they're not fun. They're not necessarily fun jobs to do, but I feel like I've learned a lot by doing some of those. Have you been doing any fundraisers or anything like that?
Not lately. It's been slow for like this season. I've kind of kept it slow just with like travel and other things coming up. But no, I will say if you're having this workshop today, please tell all of them that if they are doing comedy or whatever, that they don't have to introduce the female comic of, here's your female comic of the night. Just say your next comedian is. Because there's only ever going to be one female comic on a show unless they do an all-women show. And they're like, it's all women. It's like, we don't need to do this. Like, we really, you're highlighting the wrong part of this. Like, let's just be funny people. And
that's right.
Leave it at
no,
that.
I agree. And listen, and I'm full. I've spent my whole life with women. I'm actually more comfortable around women than I am men. Yeah. But because I'm making a list. So I didn't get to tell you. I'll get to share this now. So at Joel's
breaking news.
We're gonna start doing a like open mic, but more a booked open mic midweek.
Nice. Okay.
So it'll be like a midweek laughs instead of like late night laughs. And so then it's going to be like 10 working comedians are going to get like, or eight working comedians are going to get like 10 minutes.
Okay.
And then he's going to fill the room.
Yeah.
And then have it be like
That's awesome.
midweek Wednesday. So like once a month, we're going to start doing that, which I'm really excited about. And I was making, because he and I are going to, he's going to pick the acts or whatever. And so I was kind of compiling a list of people. And naturally, as I was making the list, it was nice because there were, like, I wanted it to be a mix of not even just gender, but race, diversity, LGBT, like, and there is such a rich variety of people. So I hope they're all available when we reach out to them. But I was like, well, we'll be doing enough of them that eventually everybody will get through. But I want, like, even when I make a show, like, I want that show to be as diverse as possible, because that's great. Even last night I was in a show, it was like Michael Beavers, and then it was Sean Dickensheets. What a great name. But then after that, it was like Andrew Glessner. Then it was like White Guy Central. Andrew Glessner, Dan DePriel, and me. But like,
I mean, the thing is, when you're doing shows, like, you're trying to entertain people. Like, the ultimate goal is to be entertaining. And so having the variety of different perspectives and
like
different,
a buffet.
So it's like if you get sometimes the same comic or similar comics, you're hearing similar jokes, and when you get I mean, you can also go too far, and then it's just like we're all over the place with true. Like styles of comedy and everything.
Yes.
But when you get different perspectives, you can get different people in the audience that like different things, that relate to different things better. And in terms of a show and what you're putting on for a show, you get a better overall show with variety, I think.
I agree. Yeah, because otherwise, and you're right, because it can be the reverse effect, though, where it's like the motel TV that doesn't give you the TV guide, and you're just flipping around like, what am I watching? What's happening? Like, everyone's just something out of the blue.
Yeah.
But I like that buffet style of it, because it's even like when I do like a late night laughs, I'm like, well, it's only going to be like 8 minutes.
Yeah.
So you're going to have 8 minutes of something, and then if you really like it, great, then that's someone follow, and they can give you a little taste of that. I think that I like that variety rather than just like a 3-person show, unless you're there to see like a Jim Gaffigan or a
And at that point, like, you kind of know their persona, or you at that level. So it's like, I want to hear, I like them. I want to hear a lot of them.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
I can't wait till it gets to that point where I'm not like, proving who I am to a crowd for like the first 10 minutes of a set,
Yeah, you get so big you can just be like walnuts, and they like laugh, and you're like, I don't even have to try anymore.
That's what I want so bad for myself. I just want it every time, like, all right, because even last night, everybody killed last night. Like, everybody's having a great set. And then I'm looking, I'm like, oh my God, they've been laughing for like an hour and 10 minutes, hour and 15 minutes straight. And now I'm supposed to go up there and make them laugh as much or harder. What? Like, and it was just like such a tall order, and you're like, but at the same time, you're also like, well, they're a great crowd. They're enjoying themselves. So, so you're like, I'm like, oh, okay. But you psych yourself out a lot, because I'm like, oh, this is not going to, what if I'm the worst one? That's going to suck.
Yeah.
What if I'm like my first set at Soul Joel's, and they're like, we think you were funny. You were just going too fast. I was like, I was like, do you like this joke? No. Okay, let me go get another one. Do you like this joke? And it was just, you don't let them laugh because you're too nervous to like let that end, like that moment happen where maybe they won't laugh, and you're just like, I like that mic we did at that Buddha place. Like the other day, it was just comics for the most part, but it was everybody that was like,
the yoga place.
Yeah, the yoga place.
Yeah.
I like that night, because it was like we were all being supportive of each other. It was all people who were like, working on jokes and doing their thing, and everybody. It was just, I like when mics are like that too, where it's like, even if it's not audience, which I'll obviously always hope for, but when it's other people you respect and are around, and you can see everybody's trying to do their art, try to do their thing, and everybody's giving it up for people when it's deserved or not. Like, I think that's just as fun to me than like walking into a room where it's like, a lot of audience, or maybe it's the people who like lost the bet at fantasy football, so everybody's there to watch them.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mind that. That happens every once in a while, and I like when that crowd comes in. But I don't know, it's interesting. Do you have anything to promote?
I have nothing to promote right now
Nothing,
because
just
I'm going on
HTP.
vacation.
Oh, that's cool.
So, I mean, the best thing to always promote my Instagram.
Yep.
We always need followers.
Yes.
They love the followers. I love the followers. And if you follow me, first of every month, I post a cry poll. So you can
I was going to ask you about that too. I'm so glad you said that. Oh, and your handle now is it just?
It's my name, so it's Dana Charitonchick.
Charitonchick.
Yeah. So if you do Dana Char, it's me. Yes, that's the. I probably could just cut off the rest of my last name. It's like Dana Char, and then that's
Dana Char.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
you'll
that's
find
cool.
me.
And when do you leave for your trip?
A couple weeks.
Okay.
So I'll be gone for a little bit.
Are you going like Thanksgiving time or
No, before that.
before then? Okay.
Yeah, you're trying to be like, and what's your address and all your social security
I know,
number
yeah,
and all
I'm
this
like,
stuff. I don't.
what was your
give away
maiden
the
your
details.
your wife your wife?
My
Your
wife's
mother's
maiden name. I don't know.
Your wife's maiden name. I'm going to Disney on Thanksgiving Day.
Oh wow,
Just one day.
one day.
One day.
That's.
We're going on a cruise.
Are you going to be down there then?
Yeah, we're going on
You're
a
like,
cruise.
Nope, flying down
Just
that
one
morning,
day.
coming home that night.
I don't want them to get too up in their head that Daddy's got real
We don't have
Disney
big money.
Yeah.
We don't have Disney money,
Yeah.
okay? We're going to stand outside the park and look in. That's our Disney experience.
We did book another cruise. So it was like our third cruise this year so far. We're going down Wednesday night, we're staying on the Motel 6 of Disney properties, like the
Yeah.
All-Star.
Yeah.
And then we're going to Epcot, and then we're driving to Fort Lauderdale to get on a cruise for 4 days.
Nice.
So I was like, it's nice. And then, so I'm looking forward to that. So that's my big vacation. And then my in-laws shelled out for an Airbnb in Puerto Rico for Christmas. So we're going 9 days to Puerto Rico. So I got some vacations coming up, and
Nice.
I'm pumped. And then there'll be no more vacations for
Forever.
a very long time, unless it's involved with me going somewhere. I'm actually going. I'm going to some states I've never been next year with the board teachers. I'm going to Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Maine. I've never been up to Maine before.
Yeah. I'm trying to get on tour with the caffeinated scientists, but right
That's
now I'm
who
the
you
only
should
one.
The caffeinated scientists.
Yeah. We get a lot done.
There is a first responders one they're trying to start up.
Oh, yeah. Still doesn't apply to me. So
yeah. We'll get there, but I'm saying it's
Yeah.
it's on its way. That's got to be the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Keep
think
getting
you
more
should-
niche.
Yeah, just like people who work
Scientists
with
whose
lab
names
rats.
are Dana. That's my tour. It's just me. No other scientist named Dana. It's just going to be me in parking lots like, hey, if I
Yep.
had a show here, would you come? They'd be like, who are you?
I'm the woman who cries and asks you to say how many times
Yeah.
did I cry this month.
Yeah. I'm holding up the cardboard sign like, we'll tell jokes
That's right.
for Instagram followers.
Instagram followers. Yeah, that's great. Well, make sure you follow Dana at Instagram, Dana Charitonchick, or as we said, Dana Char.
You'll find me.
You'll find her. So, hey, I appreciate you coming on the show
Thank
today.
you.
Yeah,
Thanks
because
for
it's a
having me.
nice, close trip for you.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you'll be seeing Dana all around. You'll be seeing me around. Go to jyodercomedy.com. Follow, subscribe, tell your enemies, tell your friends, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks.